Hello everybody and welcome back to Drawing Limit. Today I am going to show you my line work and also the coloring in of this dragon wing that I made for my brother. I am going to use these touch liners that I bought quite a while ago, and I am going to use the 0.5 and the 0.1 pens to do the lining of this. I was really doubting to do the 0.8 as well, but that difference would be too big, so I chose the 0.5 for the bigger lines, the bigger outlines, and the 0.1 for the smaller outlines and smaller details. I don't think I am going to do the shading in this one, but I will I will definitely think about that while I am going to do this. But first, as you can see, I taped all of this down to make sure that the paper does not warp when I am going to use my watercolors. And I also have this kneadable eraser, and that is going to make the lines a little bit softer to use my fineliners with, because the paper is already a little bit smudged, and I'm going to make it just less smudged and make sure it does look okay when I am going to paint it and when the outlines are done. So what we are going to do is just roll it back and forth a few times, and you can see the lines fading very fast because the graphite is picked up by this kneadable eraser, and you can still see them, I believe, at least I can still see them, and they are faint. That's definitely a thing. But if I just do this a few times, back and forth, and then start doing the outlines, you will have a much smoother and cleaner outline than when you have to erase everything after. And this also means that when I have done the outlines of this, when I go back with it with the kneadable eraser, that means that it will disappear quicker and better. And if I bet some of you do use microns, and if you erase pencil after you've done your line art with micron, that means that the micron will fade away because it's layered on top and not on the. It's layered on top of the graphite and not on top of the paper. And with these, I have used these a lot of times, and with these they do not do that, and they are very good quality. They are about as expensive as the micron, but they are very much worth it. So let's get started to this. And I did upload yesterday as well, but that means that I am probably going to upload a little bit more regularly, because I do have quite a lot of time. Well, not quite a lot because I work during the week, but I have the weekends, and I really want to start doing more art again, because that means that I am going to get more specialized in drawing and using watercolors, and that's really something I want to, because it's really nice to get used to it. So let's see how this is going to work out. For what I know, this will look okay, but if it won't look okay, well, then we kind of have a problem, because I can't really redo it. But alright, that's alright. I am not the best at doing line work, so everyone's gotta learn every once in a while, don't they? And I know that these claws look very small, but I also know that if you make them a little thicker, it will not look as small. And these lines are so not straight. I am so shaking right now. I'm shaking a lot, and I have no idea why. I am really bad with straight lines. I can make a terrible pun right now, but let's just not do that. The channel's not ready for that. I mean, the four subscribers that I have, I think, are definitely not ready for my terrible puns. I will just wait until I at least have a steady base, so I can start doing a little bit more just what I like to do. I mean, I love doing art, and I definitely love just showing people what I make. So I am going to try and get into art school, which is here in my country as well, and it's an international school, so this is also kind of a video proof, so they know that my English is alright. And I mean, I knew that already, and they probably knew that as well, but I am just very comfortable with showing it, and definitely showing the fact that I am alright with drawing, and I am going to be better with not just watercolors, but also with, hopefully, wood burning. And I really want to get, oh no, I messed that up. But I definitely want to get more into wood burning as well. I have a wood burner, and I want to make art with it, and I don't know, I really just want to make sure I learn more mediums than just watercolor or acrylic or just drawing and sketching. I just want to, as I said in the last video, I want to get used to Copic and everything else, and it's not easy, but I will try, definitely. I don't even know if Copic will be a medium that I like. As far as I've seen, a lot of people use alcohol-based markers, and I don't know, I have alcohol-based markers, but it's not with a brush nib, so it's not completely great. It's just that, you know, the bullet nibs are not ideal to work with. Even though you can get a smoother, you still can get a smooth thing that you're coloring, because I have colored with them. I mean, just print out something, a coloring page. I was too lazy to draw something, and then I just colored it in, or at least until so far. And we are going to switch over to the 0.1. This one will definitely, I really like using this, just because it's like, I just like using tiny, this fine liner, because it just, I don't know, it's a really preference of mine to just use this fine liner. I'm getting stuck in my words. That's definitely something I see right now. But I just want to film this, and I don't know. I definitely have no idea what I should do in the future with my channel, but I'm just going to do stuff like this because it really just makes me happy, and that's why I started it, and that's why I'm probably going to be doing it a lot more. And yeah, it's like, I don't know, 30 degrees out here, so it's very warm. It's Celsius, by the way. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but it's also very, very hot, and it's humid as well, so you can't get outside or you will just sweat so much. Look at that, we have the line art done already, so I will fill up my brush from the Faber Castell Watercolors. Look at this. I'm just gonna place it right on top of here. I already made a color chart earlier yesterday after I finished the other video, and yeah, I still have this in here just because I want to protect not only my watercolors but also the mixing palette, and it's just very soft and nice for your hands. I have used it again, and I will fill this thing up because I emptied it yesterday, because it's still sometimes makes me paranoid to think that it might spill, even though it probably won't happen. But I will just see you guys in a few seconds, and I will have filled this up. I will have put away everything else, like for except this. I will just really quickly erase the rest of the lines, just like this, and you just go over it again. Oh, I forgot something. Oops. we first used the 0.5 because I forgot something here. That's also important. I am really into drawing dragons, but that will be more obvious the more I do drawings like this. I will be right back with you guys, and I will have set up everything else that I need to set up, and I will start coloring in this. I will start coloring this in. So, I will see you back in a few seconds. Okay, so I asked my brother what colors he wanted, and he was very confused at first, so I gave him the color chart to see what colors he wanted, and he said gray and possibly a little bit of these two blues. So I am going to try that, and I will probably, I'm pretty sure actually, I will use some dark browns and a little bit of richer colors instead of blues, because it does not work when you just have a few really dark and cold colors, and it's just gonna be one mess. So I will try to use some rich colors and warm colors to try and see what I can do, but first I gotta mix some colors, which I will take my palette with me right in front of me here, and I will use, let's put this a little bit down so you guys can see it as well. I will use, first I will use this color, which is this color over here. I will use some of this to put a little bit on here, and like this. I will put the color chart on the other side. This with a little bit of darker gray, which is this color, to just make a little bit lighter and a little bit less blue. And we will use this together with just a little pinch of this color to, let's see what color that becomes, a little bit weird and green, but I bet it will be just fine. And if not, we will just wipe it off and pretend nothing happened. I will just use a little bit of lighter blue to make sure that it does not become so dark. I think I will use the lighter blues for the wings together with a little bit of green and gray. So I will have like a mixture of those. I will use the wings and the claws. Let's see, gosh, this is difficult to use. Let's see, look at this. I will use this for the claws over here and here, and we will see what happens. Oh, this is actually not that bad. It still has that bluish color in it, and it's, oh gosh, I already colored outside the lines. I am really bad at coloring, actually. Oh, I like that color switch to a little bit more blue. That's actually really pretty. Look at that. I will just, I have more than enough water to use, so, I mean, I filled it up again. But I do not want to mess this up and make it less blue. So we will see and try to make it look not so gray. It still looks gray, but it's fine, I guess. I mean, I do put a lot of work in the stuff that I make for my family, and I will probably just copy this a few times to make sure that I have a few prints, because I really like making art, and definitely I will also make it a little bit darker, I guess, or just make the wings very light, but I will probably use a little bit of black with it. and a little bit of dark gray and just mix it right over here. Right. Oh, that's a bit too much water, but alright. Because that still also has the blue vibe over it, and that was not really my intention, but alright. That's fine as well. I'm just gonna do it a little bit over here to make it look like he has a little bit of shadow. Also, as you might have noticed with my last video, I do them without speed paints. I don't really make speed paints because I'm not really comfortable with it. I just really like to do whatever I want. So doing stuff like commissions and everything, that's not really a thing for me. So when I do them, it's rare, very rare. And I just like to put everything in one video instead of multiple videos, because I edit everything with my phone. Well, not edit it, but I videotape everything with my phone, and I have no way to edit it on my computer since I do not have a proper edit program. Let's see, I might actually use a little bit of red down on the claws, but the claws are going to be a very light gray. A very, very light gray. Look at that. That's possibly very light. I'm pretty sure that's quite light. Oh, that's the blue again. I don't want the blue in here. I just want the gray, and that's very difficult to find. Let's see. I guess that is alright. I mean, yeah, that's alright. This will do. Just a little bit down here to make it look like he's got those mysterious claws. It should have actually been a little bit lighter, so I'm just gonna tap it a little. That will always help. But don't do it if you don't want to ruin your artwork, because I have done that a lot of times where it just looks terrible and I look like I ruined my artwork. So if you really feel like you don't want to ruin your artwork, I'm going to turn around the sponge and use this side and use a little bit of red down here because I really like the color red, and that's here. Okay, this is more purple than red, but that's fine. Just a little bit of specks down here to have it look like he did something with blood. He had some blood around his claws. I know, like around his wings. I mean, it's not his claws are different. But this also gives me that tiny little bit of difference in there, which I really like. It's like the little bit of specks in a completely different color. Looks like he has some sort of unique thing going on right there. And this is just, that's how I blend, by the way. I just put some specks and just tap it lightly. I am going to come back with you when I'm starting the wings, which is like in a few seconds, but I gotta finish this real quick and I will come back to you when I am going to do the wings. Okay, so I have officially made this. Okay, I added a little bit of shadows and that took me a few minutes and I did not want to waste your time while watching it. So I'm going to use a little bit of this blue because these are going to be rather light and also a little bit of cold. I will also use these two blues, this one right over here, and mix that because it's going to look a little bit more rich and pigmented, and I'm also going to use this one, which is going to make it look a little bit more dark and mysterious. So, who else is always afraid to put on the first line? That's me, definitely. I'm just going to use the top armpit, and I already see a mistake that it's way too dark, or way too rich now. So I'm going to add gray to it to make it desaturated, and let's see, that's much better. It looks much better. Whoops, that was a slight break. I did this, and I hope that it looks a little bit less saturated. Alright, it does not. I might add a little bit of white just to tap it off lightly. Oh, that looks much better actually. I think I will make it much lighter because just, oh gosh, that's ruining my white. What in the world did I do? Okay, well, we just use our fingers to clean it off then, because this is not gonna work well. Absolutely not. Okay, let's try that again. Alright, let's see. You might hear a little bit in the background, and that means that, well, it's actually just my family doing everything around the house. And, well, it's not always the best, but alright. I am just filming this. I still live at home, and that's not always great, but I'm glad I at least live at home. Okay, look at that. That probably looks much better. I did that already. Let's see how this looks. Oh, that looks beautiful. I think I'm going to change the corners and everything because I don't know, I just really like to have that view that it's different somehow. I am a terrible painter, you know that? Definitely with these. I'm just like putting my brush everywhere. Like it's going everywhere. And that's why you should not trust me with working with watercolor because I'm terrible at it still. Look at that, that looks much more professional the way I do it now. I think I might change the color and the direction of the way it goes because it's such a mess right now. I also will add some shadows. I just do not want to mess up the paper. I hope it's just staying still because it will definitely warp still. And yeah. Also, for the ones who do not know what warping is, when you have your paper and you add water to it, it will start getting crinkly. And that means that the paper will just look weird, and definitely a lot like it's crinkled, and nobody wants that, so I'm just taping it down right now. Oh gosh, it's getting lighter and lighter with this. Okay, just a little bit of white, a little bit of this color, a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of this. It's gonna look way too dark again. So we're gonna add a lot of white. It's weird to do this. I have never really completely worked with watercolor. So, oh, that looks so weird right now. That looks really weird because it's a completely different color. Oh no. Oh no, what did I do? Just, again, tap it lightly. Make sure you do not leave any fingerprints. That does not look that bad, actually. I'm just gonna really quickly noom it over here. Yeah, I really said I'm gonna noom it over here. I know, that sounds weird. It just sounds dry, the way I apply it. Like, the paint sounds like it's not even has water, and that's not the way you're supposed to apply watercolor, so any professional watching this is probably going to be like, oh no, you're doing this wrong. That's not the way you're supposed to use watercolors. And the problem is, I watch a lot of YouTubers who use watercolors, so I'm just like, I am failing. I am disappointing. But I'm still learning, so that's good. I mean, you learn, right? Everyone learns. Yeah, that's a lot of water. That's what I need. Gosh, it took me too long to learn. Just a lot of water. Add a lot of water and you'll be fine. And just add a lot of white. I hope that really works. I'm going to clean off the white, by the way, because that's already bothering me. I have no idea how long this video will be. I don't want to have, enormous videos that they're just so long that everyone just starts yawning and and just clicks off the video or skips it. Because who wants to hear an amateuristic artist like me talk about something that probably doesn't even spark with their interest or something? I mean, someone's watching this for art and just for the stuff I make, and I'm just babbling too much already. I have no idea what I should do with the background. I think I'm just going to leave it like this, because it actually does not look bad. I think it will turn out better than expected, somehow. And, oh gosh, that's the dogs. Yep, alright. They are barking. They heard something. Oh gosh, well, be right back. Alright, finally, they sort of shut up. That's a pain in the ass, by the way. It's just, yeah. Sometimes I really love my dogs, but sometimes I just want to make sure they keep quiet. It's kind of annoying sometimes. Okay, let's try this color. This is a very rich blue. So we're just gonna do this and dab it there, just like I did with the purple I think. Just kind of like this. And just kind of dab it with my finger. And just beep, like this. And make sure it looks nice, and yeah, that looks a lot better. I just gotta have a lot of patience, I know that. Dab it with my finger, like that. Ta-da. That actually does not look bad. I hope my brother is, like, happy with it, and if not, I am really happy with it. Like that. Look, this is what I meant with doing this in the corners, because as you can see, the paper is already slightly rising, and that's warping basically. And yeah, this actually looks better than expected. That's also new for me, that it looks better than expected. Usually I'm very disappointed in my own art, but apparently watercolor is an okay medium for me. I mean, look at this. This is like my first time working with these, and like the third time working with watercolors in general. So, seeing the fact that I have never properly worked with these, I am quite impressed with my own art. Let's see, this one, as you can also see, my paper, not my paper, I mean my palette, my mixing palette, is staining a little. I hope I can still get that off, and if not, I am just going to use the colors in here. So this is like blue, yellow, red, and then purple, green, and orange. I almost forgot the name of that one, but look at this. That's so much better. That's actually so much better. Just gonna dab it a few more times, hoping I don't mess up my paper. That sounded really Western suddenly. I do not know why. And that looks like the dragon has armpit hair. Yikes. That looks kind of gross, but alright. I like the shadows and everything, and I'm really into dragons right now. I mean, I'm 17 years old and I'm really into dragons, so I guess that's fine. But this is the end of it almost, and it means that if I'm completely ready with it, I am going to put it in here, lay it on top of here, and my famous, not so famous hand signature, of course. How could I forget that? Ta-da! And that means that it is done. I will write the date on the back, I believe, because I have no idea what the date is right now. It is the 22nd of July. English is difficult sometimes. I will write that on the back, and we will actually just get these off very slowly. I have no idea if that's actually a good idea, but we will definitely find that out. If it's not, oh gosh, I'm already ripping my rip-off washi tape. I sort of wanted to do a background, but this also looks nice, so I'm just gonna keep it with this. I mean, look at this. Also, look at the washi tape, or the rip-off washi tape. It has cute, adorable hearts. I have a few more of these, but I am not going to use those. Oh no, I'm ripping the paper. I am not going to use those until I've used all of the hearts ones up. Like, without any trouble. Wow. I mean, this is a slight problem. I should probably get painter's tape. Like that. Looks perfect. Perfect. That can also happen to your paper when you're painting too much. Like when you put too much paint on one part and it just starts warping on its own as well. So, without any trouble, I removed it from my desk and I put it in the bin. Because don't forget, kids, you really have to clean up after yourself. And look at this. This does not look bad, does it? Wow. That looks amazing. Yep. I'm proud of it. It's better than I'm proud of myself. So, I don't really say that often, but especially now. I mean, this looks good. This looks pretty, and especially these, like the little dots. Oops, I accidentally, like that. I dabbed the purple, like the red in here, and it really looks nice, so I'm really proud of it. And I mean, that was it for today, and I hope you all have a nice day, and I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe and like and everything else. And also, if you liked this video, leave a comment and also tell me what you want to see next time, and all that sorts of stuff. So have a nice day, and I will see you in the next video.